So I'm out here at the barn this morning, Monday morning, Memorial Day. Thanks to all you veterans that served. Let me unplug the cement mixer. So what I do here for my layers, I actually make their food. We feed all organic grains here, and so what I do is I have these barrels with different stuff in them. In the grain that we're going to start with is I have a wheat and rye mix already. And I take a scoop, put it in this bucket, and then we do meat birds, and I have their food made, ground, and just for the meat birds, but it's got some salt, minerals, soybean meal, ground, wheat, barley, so I add a scoop of that to this too, and it's got ground corn. So the barrel's too full right now. This is left over from our meat birds, our first batch of meat birds. We just got a second batch of meat birds in last Wednesday. They're on medicated food for the first 2 weeks. So, and then we'll have 500 pounds of this made again. So I add a scoop of that in, and then I add a cracked corn. I add a scoop of cracked corn. Then I take it over. I have an old cement mixer when I used to do construction years ago. So we use it to mix feed. We've been using this ground ain't level enough. Wants a tip on me. Well, heck. So we've been using this here. I already started, and that's 2 buckets. And what I do is I usually fill that blue bucket, and then that's what there we go. So I just pour this in. Now it's going to be a little loud, but we just plug this old girl in here. And I'll do like 4 or 5 buckets of this. I'll do like 4 or 5 buckets of this. And because we ferment, it's so hot now it's hard for us to grow fodder until I get my fodder room built. It actually goes right here. It was an old stall. We gotta get all the barley and everything moved. And then I'll have an air conditioner in this where we can regulate the temperature down to 65 degrees, and then we'll start raising fodder again. But for now, we switch to ferment the food. So this is just as good. It's just as good as fodder. You know, they don't drink as much water during the day when they ferment their food, and it breaks down the grain, and they get everything they need out of the nutrition of the feed. So it cuts our feed costs down tremendously. Especially mixing it ourselves, we save a lot of money because we don't have to keep 1,000, 2,000 pounds on hand getting a mill to mix it for us. So I'll mix a couple more of these and I'll bring you back to what it looks like. Stay tuned. So we're back. some of that you might not have heard, the cement mixer was going, but the reason we do mix our own food, for one, we like to change it up every batch. So, you know, we change the grains, wheat and barley, rye and barley, rye and wheat. But we always, I mean, you can see the sun kind of stinks, but all the grains mix pretty evenly. We don't have to worry. And it kind of knocks and breaks the corn up a little more, so when we put water in, and we're not fermenting to 2-3 days, we're fermenting 12 hours. You know, so what I watered last night will be fed this morning, and then after I feed them, I make a bucket up, and then I feed them this afternoon. So anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. But what it does is it breaks the grains down, and when the chickens digest it, they're getting 85 to 90% of all the nutrition out of it. So if you would just feed crumbles, they get like 35% of the nutrition out of crumbles or pellets. And if you feed that way, that's your choice. You know, why my chickens and my animals, you know, we feed the same way to all our animals. We ferment the pig's feed. We make the pig's feed. And some of the feed I get for the pigs is ground corn cob, full corn cob. I got a farmer that I actually trade him eggs and honey for a couple barrels every couple months. So, and I mix that with grain, and like for our pigs, it gets 20% hay. But you know, the chickens, they get corn, wheat, rye, this batch. They get the meat bird mixture, which has all the minerals, all the additive stuff they need. And now a layer, they only need a quarter of their body weight, 2% of their body weight, which comes out to be, most layers are about a 6-pound bird, a little lighter. So we allow ours for a quarter pound a day. So, but I feed, 6.5 pounds in the morning, 6.5 pounds at night. Not counting water weight. I can count the water weight because they're taking the water in too, but I don't. I use 12 to 13 pounds a feed.